White Marlin Open recap. This is the boat from which the winning fish was caught, the Bill Fisher, built in Ocean City.
Yeah, angler Jeremy Duffy reeled in a white marlin worth more than $4.5 million. It was a world record payout for a single fish. And the excitement.
Oh my goodness. And although this year's tournament has come and gone, there is one thing that remains, and that is the stories. Author Katherine Ruskey wrote the book called Marlin Week, and she's with us this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So this is a fiction novel, right?
So it's a fiction novel based on 3 captains that actually participate in the White Marlin Open.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually 7 chapters because the tournament is only 7 days. It starts on Sunday. It actually goes from Sunday, it starts at the captain's meeting, goes all the way to Saturday when they have the big celebration at the end to award the big checks and all of the big trophies.
Right.
Okay, so are those all the scenarios you cover, or what are some of them?
So there are essentially 2 couples initially, and it kind of explains what they're going through during the tournament, but also in their personal lives as well. So yes, they're out fishing every day, both the 3 days that they can fish, and then on their lay days, whatever they're doing with their families and whatever their families are doing while they're fishing. I know I've always wondered, what are you doing out there when the fish aren't running? So I did a lot of research on, what do you guys actually do when the fish aren't biting? So there's a couple of different stories and scenarios about that in there too.
So what did you have to do to do all that research?
Oh my gosh, so much reading, so much YouTube. I could probably recite the rules of the White Marlin Open.
Really?
At one time, yes. Don't ask me now, but definitely while I was writing it, I had to do so much research, the YouTube videos, just watching them reel in the fish, how the fish are moving, the organized chaos almost on the boat as they're reeling in these fish, because it is kind of chaotic, but there's some type of rhythm and rhyme to it.
Did you get to go out on a boat?
I did go out for heels and reels, just to do a little bit of research.
Right.
And you have to have a very strong stomach to be out there, which I do not. So I would love to try it again, just maybe not in the near future.
And was there anything surprising along all of your research?
I don't know how much goes into it. I never really thought, I think fishing is fishing. You put the bait on and you go, but there's just so much more involved with outriggers and downriggers and, bait and GPSs and making sure that you're going to the proper spot, like making sure you're going out to the canyons. So there's just so much more to it than anybody might think, from someone who's a non-fisher.
Sure.
So it's not just on the water. It's all over Delmarva.
All over Delmarva. So you'll see a lot of the scenes in Assateague Island. The ponies are mentioned. A lot of the restaurants in the Delmarva area that many people go to on a regular basis. The beaches, the sandbar that you see out in Assawoman Bay. So a lot of places, not just Sunset Marina and not just Harbor Island.
Now, the front of the book is amazing. Tell us about that artwork.
Oh gosh, Carrie Chen did such a phenomenal job. I find people to illustrate and do the artwork on Instagram. So I look for Marlin, artwork, and his kept coming up over and over again. They were just so fascinating. So I reached out, and I can't believe that Carrie Chen actually decided to work with me.
That is an amazing picture right there.
Really
okay,
is.
well, you've also written a few children's books, and we want to talk to you a little bit about that when we come back.
Perfect.
Stick around for that?
Sure.
All right. We're spending some time today with author Katherine Ruskey, who recently wrote The Perfect Beach Read.
And we've showed it to you already. It's called Marlin Week, but Katherine has also penned other books for children. As a matter of fact, you've done 3 books, is that right?
I actually have 6 books total.
6? Oh, wow.
Children's books total. But my first one was the ABCs of Ocean City.
Let me see.
And I think you need to show that.
Oh yeah, we got to show this one. I completely messed this up when I first I learned. I thought it was ABCs. She said no, it's the ABCs of Ocean. Oh, I get it. I'm sorry.
So tell us about that.
So the ABCs of Ocean City takes you down the alphabet, starting with Assateague Island, then Boardwalk, Candy Kitchen, Dough Roller, all the way down to the 11 a.m. checkout when the picture of the kids snoring in the back seat has all the little Z's coming out. So The people who did the illustrations did phenomenal. Picture of the haunted house, the gallery, all the things that children will recognize,
Sure.
Walking down the boardwalk or being in the Delmarva area.
Wow.
That would be a great book to read on vacation
Well, no
while
kidding.
you're in Ocean City.
Yeah,
Okay,
just
so
right
that's
there.
book number 1. What else do you have there?
So my most recent one is Inside Out Jammies. And if you are a teacher, you know exactly what this is. It actually shows you 10 things to do before a snowstorm to make sure that you do get that day off. So it does start your jammies inside out, your crayons in the windows.
We've talked about this. My wife's a teacher, and yeah, the whole snow dance, yes.
Yes, and
she does it all, doesn't she?
it's proven to work in 3 different states.
3 different states.
Oh my God. So yes, this is like so popular with the teachers. More so with the teachers almost than the students.
Is that right?
So,
Oh, that's
you've
wonderful.
done actual research on
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yes, of course, of course.
So how many times has the inside research? Wait, no, anyway. So we were talking before we got started here. You always wanted to be a writer.
Always. When I was in 5th grade, my little yearbook picture said author or writer underneath of it. Like I used to write stories like in my parents' basement, like growing up. That's just what I wanted to do. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. Like I was going to do it.
So why do you teach?
I love it. I love the kids. I love when when they get that little light bulb moment or that spark. So I'm a math teacher, and it's a little bit harder now with getting that spark. But when they do have it, by God, it is just the most fun thing to see. And then you have kids that are growing up, and then they come back to you, and I remember when we did this in your math class. Or I remember the songs that we taught about math. So it's really fun to see them come back too.
But writing is your passion.
My passion, yes.
What else do you have there?
I have Elvis. It's about an elf who wants to be a rock star, who lives at the North Pole.
That's great.
We have How to Plant a Jelly Bean. So you plant jelly beans the night before Easter, and they grow into lollipops after the Easter Bunny visits.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. That's what we've been doing wrong.
Oh,
It
okay.
totally works too. We also have Elfcation. The elves are very underrated and don't get enough attention, so Santa gives the elves a plane ticket as a Christmas gift, and the elves get to go on their own vacation. So the elves get to go water skiing, scuba diving, and take their own little time off. And the last one I have is Let's Have a Parade, about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I've been lucky enough to participate in the parade for the past 5 years, so I had a little insight and just wanted to, put it down on paper.
That is a great
wonderful.
idea. So how can you get a hold of these books?
So they're all available through me. If you either DM me or message me on Instagram, Facebook, Katherine Ruskey Author. A lot of them are available on Amazon. Some are available at barnesandnoble.com, target.com, walmart.com. But I can only write a little message if you go right through me.
Right through you. And we'll have that information on our website, delmarvalife.com.
Wait. Have you got a favorite?
Oh, good
A
question.
favorite? Well, my favorite beach book would be The Ocean City, ABCs of Ocean City. My favorite novel would be
There you go.
Marlin Week, and my favorite Easter book would be. So, yes, I've got lots of favorites.
That was a good question,
That
wasn't
was a great question, and she narrowed it down for us. Catherine,
so much.
thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Wow.